Hi guys, Marian here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is my top tips and tricks for when you're moving house. So I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more. Me and my family just sold our house and are moving to a new one, so I have lots of content all about moving and organizing and selling and house decluttering and all that kind of good stuff. So definitely subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to follow along day to day as we go through it, definitely follow me on Instagram. Okay, so let's start out with my number one tip for packing and moving. That is to get a good set of labels. So I love the set that we got. We got it from Amazon. It's color coded by room and also labeled by room, so it makes labeling the boxes super easy. I will link it for you below. I believe it was only $12. When I moved house 4 years ago, when we moved into this house, we sort of ad hoc like our own version of this system using sticky notes. But it was really nice because when you have all your boxes lined up, it's super clear where they're going, how many you have, all that kind of thing. So I love color coding boxes, but the ones from Amazon are easier because you don't have to DIY them, and they're labeled with the room as well, so it makes it really easy. By the way, we have moved, me and my husband are thinking about this, like 8 times in the time that we've known each other in 10 years. We just like hopped around from one apartment to another. We moved townhouses, houses. So I really do feel like we are experts in this topic, and I'm glad to share that with you guys as well. And with that, let's move into my second house moving tip, which is to pack a bag with all the things you're going to need in that first day in the new house. So what I like to do is just collect things as I'm tidying up and packing up when I realize it's something I'm going to want in the new house. So you're definitely going to need some everyday items and some cleaning supplies. So I of course have paper towel and toilet paper, and then just overall surface cleaner. And then I got some stuff to do dishes, because when you unpack your things, they tend to be a little bit dusty. I also have some nice new brushes. Got to treat myself for the new house, you know. And just to make sure I have doubles of everything, so all the important cleaning supplies like sponges, etc. are in the new house. I also definitely want to bring trash bags with me, and then just a few little cups and knives and forks for any snacks and quick meals we have when we get there. Because I have kids, I'm also remembering to bring an extra bottle for them and their, special sippy cups. And then I have my little emergency bag, I call it. This just has Band-Aids, Tylenol, children's Tylenol, and any little things like that that I might need day of or within a few days of moving, and I'm not going to be able to, unpack and find them. The next bag I'm packing for the day of is a little suitcase for me and for the kids. My husband will pack his as well. And what I'm doing is packing one packing cube with all my clothes that I'm going to want either the afternoon that we move or the next day, before I'll have time to really unpack my stuff. And then one packing cube of 2 or so outfits for each kid, as well as their pajamas for the first night in the new home. My next moving tip is for moving day, and that is to have one of these, a fanny pack. It is the most essential thing for moving day because you're constantly going around, and I found if you don't have one of these, you'll be asking yourself these 3 questions multiple times. Where's my phone? Where are the keys? And where's some water? So I pack a tiny little thing of water, my phone, and my car keys inside this fanny pack because you're doing so much moving around, just constantly losing things. So I put those essentials on me so I always know where they are, and it's so helpful for moving day. Okay, and my next tip is to get started as early as you can, and the first thing to do to get started is to declutter. So I found that this really sets the process in motion. I went cabinet by cabinet, drawer by drawer, and really decluttered and got rid of so much stuff. It was a good feeling to donate it to people who need it and to get rid of stuff I wasn't using, especially as we went through storage areas in our home. It's crazy to see things that you literally put into storage when you moved into the house and didn't see again until you're moving out, and it really just shows you how much you don't need those things. So some of it was like old items from our childhood or things like that. And my philosophy when it comes to items that have nostalgic value to them is smaller is better. So keeping like a little necklace or a little trinket from your childhood is great because it's small, but also that the more you have, the less valuable each item is. So for example, if your grandmother passed away and gave you all her china and all her tea set and 5 sweaters and some handkerchiefs or whatever, if you have this huge collection, then as a whole, it's just not as meaningful because you probably don't love all of those items. But if you keep 1 or 2 things that you absolutely cherish and love, then those 2 things are extremely valuable and loved. And I would say don't feel guilty about throwing away the things or giving away the things that you don't love. When they were bought, they were not intended to live forever in different people's homes. Stuff would just accumulate forever if that's how we lived our lives. So we have to pare down as the years go by. But for example, from my grandmother, I have this one beautiful little clock that my mom gave me from her, and it sits on our mantelpiece, and every time I see it, I think of her and I love it. I also have a little watch of hers, and that's really it. I don't have too much more, but those items are super treasured. So that's just my little advice for getting rid of things that hold nostalgic value. But absolutely, decluttering is the best thing you can do. You don't want to move stuff into your new house that you're, again, just not going to use. My next tip is to pack the things that you aren't using as soon as you know that you're moving. So for us, we actually packed up our kitchen as the first room we packed up, but what we did is we packed up the things we knew we wouldn't be using. As it's the time of Corona, we're not hosting anyone in our house, so I packed up all my serving trays, all my extra dishes, and I also packed up all my extra appliances that I didn't need to use for the next few weeks, like my slow cooker, my Instapot. Of course, I love them and use them, but I can go a few weeks without them. So the kitchen, I found, is one of the best rooms to start with. There's so much in there that we didn't use day to day. It was also a great room to declutter, and it was really nice to pare down and just live with a more simplistic kitchen over the next few weeks because things are already so hectic. So it actually meant less cleaning and tidying and cooking going on while we're already busy with moving. My next moving tip for you is to think about what you can sell on Facebook Marketplace. That's my #1 favorite place for selling home items. I list things really inexpensively. It's rare something goes over $15 for me, unless it's like a big piece of furniture, and it usually sells within a few minutes. I'm probably underpricing, but it's stuff I was gonna just throw away or give away anyways, and you'd be surprised how much you can sell and how much cash you can earn by selling on Facebook Marketplace. So I loved it, and it was a nice little boost, especially because as we move into the new house, there's a ton of little things I want that we don't particularly need, like, you know, all those organization containers at the container store and fun things like that really add up in price. But I've been able to justify it a little bit because I'm selling a lot on Facebook Marketplace as well. Which brings me to my next tip, which is, if you can, don't buy anything until you moved into your new house. Even if you've taken 1,000 measurements and then been in there a while to look at colors, it's always different once you're actually living there, and you'll find that your needs and priorities change. So you might think that, for example, a new couch or a new dining table is the most important thing when you move in. But once you've been living there for a while, you might realize that actually you really want a new TV because your family's just chilling and watching TV or whatever it is. So I really recommend, if you can, to wait. The other benefit of this is that shipping times and delivery times are all kinds of crazy, especially right now. Everything's delayed. So it really helps when you are sure that you're at your new address already, because we had some issues where we wanted things to be delivered, we weren't sure which address to put, so we didn't know exactly how long it would take. So our philosophy for moving for this house is not buying anything, not investing in anything until we've moved and figure out exactly what we want, and that includes paint color. I know a lot of people will say to paint and do floors and stuff like that before you move in, but I found that it's not that much trouble to do them once you moved in, and then you can really settle in and see what colors and design style you want. My next tip is one I actually saw in Emily Norris's Moving Hacks video. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, and she's moving as well. And we did this also when we moved into this house, and that is to pack your heaviest items like books into suitcases. You might have a natural tendency to pack clothes in suitcases because that's what they're most commonly used for. But actually what's really nice about a suitcase is that it rolls and it's really easy to pick up and lift. So I recommend putting heavy books in them. That way they're really easy to roll around and lift up and down. It's really hard to lift a super heavy box. Just so much easier to have it in a suitcase. My next tip is for super fragile items. You want to make sure to pack them straight up because that's where a lot of the weight is when they stack the boxes. There's usually not too much pressure going in at the sides of the box, so you want to make sure that things are upright like glasses rather than stacked on top of each other where they could smash down. So those are all my best moving hacks and tips and tricks. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel down below. I'm so excited to share our new home with you guys in the future, and thank you so much for watching this. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!